What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ice Skizzy, and today we got Woke Movies Part 4. Let's get it. Coming in number 1, we got Replicas. Now, with Replicas, it has Keanu Reeves in there, you know, Neo in the Matrix, John Wick. How can I say? Alright, so basically in this movie, he has a family, and he's a scientist, and basically he works for this new up and coming, like, how can I say, tech company, kind of, sort of, and they basically are working on how to, like, you know, put human consciousness inside a robot. So like AI, artificial intelligence, but with like real human understanding, kind of like iRobot and all that, right? The business is not really doing too well because they can't really make what they needed to do. So Keanu Reeves, right, he goes home or whatever, and him and his family end up leaving and going on vacation, right? So when they leave to go on a vacation, he ends up crashing. Everybody dies. His whole family dies except him. So basically, what he does in this movie is basically he tries to clone his family and get them back. But while he tries to do that, a lot of crazy shit starts happening. Like, they start, you know, the company starts trying to come after him for doing it, because he did all this shit secretly. Like, he never told nobody. It's a crazy movie, but basically that movie's about cloning and how they clone people. And, you know, like, in the rap industry there's that big conspiracy, like, you know, Kodak Black is a clone, Gucci Mane is a clone. You know, a gang of people that they say is cloned. It's a good movie on Netflix. Tune into that. It's fire, dealing with cloning, dealing with, like, you know, just altering genetics and how fast they can make a clone, because they made them clones in 2 weeks. They made a whole full-blown grown-ass woman in 2 weeks, bro. That movie's good, though. Check that out. I just seen it not too long ago. But yeah, Replicas is coming in number 1. Okay, now coming in at number 2, another Netflix one y'all can watch. It's called Hypnotic, right? Now, Hypnotic is deep. It's real. It's deep. All these, you know, woke movies are coming in crazy. But this one's dealing with MK Ultra. This movie's about how this girl, she's having some type of problems in her life or whatever. And about, I don't know if it was about getting a job or something, but her friend refers her to this hypnotist guy, right? Like, he's just like, yo, how he unlocked her and helped her free herself, right? Now, this whole time, this hypnotist guy was putting them under mind control. So basically, everything he said, they would do. So if he was to say stop, you would stop. You know what I'm saying? And basically how it worked is, you would go there, and then he would do like a bunch of, like, you know, sequences with like lights and everything and all that. And that's kind of how they do it. But in real life, you know, they do it with like trauma and shit like that, and all types of crazy shit. But yeah, so now in her real life, how like she would just black out and she would just do shit and wake up and not know what she did, because he would just call on the phone and he would say like a keyword to her, like he'll say some shit to trigger something in her brain that'll like put her main consciousness out, and whatever he put into her consciousness will come out, and then she would do it. So one of the things, she almost killed like one of her boyfriends or something like that. She was crazy. The nigga was in the hospital because he was allergic to sesame seeds or something. She put like sesame oil in the food on purpose just because the nigga called her and said like that key word and triggered that shit. And it keeps happening in the movie. It's really crazy. If y'all know about MK Ultra, that is very real, and that movie sheds a light on that. And then they even talk about MK Ultra in the movie. I kept watching, I'm like, yo, this some MK Ultra shit. And come to find out, in the movie they even talk about that shit. So that's how I knew that it was crazy. Check that out on Netflix. Y'all gonna fuck with that. It's new too. It's probably trending still right now. Coming in for number 3, we have Eagle Eye. Now, Eagle Eye, I believe, is on Netflix too right now. I got y'all. I know y'all all got Netflix. Netflix, we gonna run that. Now, y'all probably seen Eagle Eye got Shia LaBeouf in there. You know, Transformers, Even Stevens, him, right? So, and this movie is basically about how, you know, Big Brother had a brother in the military that was trying to stop this machine that they was creating, and it's a twin brother. So he dies, and basically this artificial intelligence ends up finding him and basically makes him go against like the government to like make her like this ultimate freaking computer being. But she needed his face to do it. She needed his voice or something like that, because, you know, he is identical to his brother. So they were basically like one of the same people. So yeah, so they doing all this, and meanwhile, like, she's like changing lights green for them and getting them out of jams and doing all types of crazy shit. It's really crazy, but it just goes to show you how You know, you're watched everywhere. You're watched through your phone. You know what I'm saying? I have a computer, a laptop, a TV, a plate. Everything is in here. Is listening. You know, watching too, because everything got a camera on it. You know what I'm saying? There's no privacy. So Eagle Eye's crazy. She really controlled everything, and they had to destroy that shit. Well, I keep saying she, but the artificial intelligence was like a woman. But yeah, she ends up trying to kill the president and all this crazy shit. That movie's wild, bro. But yeah, Eagle Eye, check that out. Shia LaBeouf, he's another one. He gets good movies, good roles. For number 4, we have The Adjustment Bureau. Now, The Adjustment Bureau, like I said, I have this website that y'all could go on. It's called. I'm gonna put it in the description. But they got 1 or 2 little ad things. But once you get past it, you're Gucci. And you can watch any movie on there for free, so you don't gotta, you know what I mean? But now, The Adjustment Bureau, right? It's basically, now this movie's kind of crazy too, and it's about this guy. You know, he's like a politician. He's trying to be, he's trying to run for like, I forgot if it was either mayor or something like that, or governor, one of those, of New York. And it couldn't even been president, I think. But you know, he's a guy, everybody likes him, he's smooth, and then they have these people called the Adjustment Bureau, where they basically align in your life. Like, they basically kind of, quote unquote, they work for God, you feel me? So they basically come in and say, like, you know, if you're supposed to run late and miss that train and miss that bus, they'll literally, like, make you spill your drink on yourself, so you have to go back inside to miss it. Or they'll do something. Like, that's how they work. So basically in this movie, this guy, you know, he meets this girl, and basically he wasn't supposed to meet this girl, right? But he wasn't supposed to meet her again. But one of the guys that's like in the Adjustment Bureau was supposed to come and like knock him off his path. But they end up meeting again, and they were just like, yo, it's causing like some type of ripple effect, so it starts changing his life. Like, you know, they could see all this shit happening, so they're like, yo, nah, we can't let him build a relationship with her. It's supposed to be a one and done thing, you get what I'm saying? And bro, he waited so, like, he literally did the same thing every day to see that girl again, bro. It was like a year past. He kept doing the same shit every day just so he could see her again, because he just really liked this shorty. So so basically, these people, how they do is something about doorways. Once again, it's always something with doorways. They basically have these hats where once you have on the hat, you could turn any doorway to walk to somewhere else. So that's how they kept keeping tabs on. They just walk. They'll open this up and they'll go in there. Like, I don't know if you ever heard the show on Netflix called Lock and Key, but it's like that, where they got the anywhere key, some shit like that, where they just open the door and they can fucking be in Norway or something, and they'll open it and be in Manhattan, or they'll fucking be in Texas, like one of those type of things. That's how they kept keeping tabs on people and tracking them. And you know, his shit started getting out of hand, and then, you know, shit started going up to the higher ups. Then they started sending more people to come and fucking do shit to him and wipe his memory, because he started seeing shit behind the scenes, and like how they could, like, it was kind of like, how can I say, this movie is really crazy, because they really just playing God, and they showing you how, like, they just can make minor adjustments to your life. Like, literally, they could freeze the whole room, walk in there, fix shit, zap your memory real quick so you don't remember what you just saw, and then make everything go back. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like the simulation shit, the simulation theory. That's what I would say that movie's about. It's crazy. But it's good though. Y'all gonna fuck with it. So coming in next, we have Vivarium. Now Vivarium, oh my goodness. Vivarium, basically he has like this girlfriend, you know. They end up looking for, like, they're trying to find like a new house with each other, so they go to this place. He takes them to like this neighborhood, and basically this place is like nightmare in hell for them, because they never leave. So basically when they get there, the guy is showing them around the house, some weird white looking weirdo guy, just really super, just like no emotion, kind of like just, you know, very simple, very just, how can I just plain, very generic guy, just like, oh, hi, you know, just really like a robot. He shows them around the house, right, and then he brings them into the backyard. When they go into the backyard, you know, then they go back and they're looking for him. The guy fucking leaves them there, right? So now they're there all alone and shit, so they hop in their car, and they're driving around this fucking neighborhood, this complex that they brought them to with all these houses and shit, and they can't fucking get out. So they basically went into somewhere, they could not find their way out. The car ran out of gas, or they just kept driving around. And basically, long story short, they end up having to live there. So when they lived there and shit, they would just drop them food every day, And they was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, after a month or two, then they dropped a baby to them. Then they had to raise this fucking GMO alien baby. It's really crazy. I have to see this shit. Like, it's so trippy. That movie is so trippy that it's really crazy, bro. Because these people could not find a way out. They literally had to just thug it out and stay there, eat that nasty ass food they had to eat every day. Raise this little kid. The little kid that they had, he was a baby. He was a fucking baby, bro. The kid, bro, I think on the wall they was measuring how much he was growing. You know how you do the lines on like the edge of the doorway? Like, bro, it had like 2 months. The kid was like 7 already in 2 months. Like, that's how crazy it is. But yeah, that shit is really wild. Then he started growing. It started getting really trippy because they started getting really angry and they wanted to get out and they could not find a way out. And you know, the little kid is following them and just mimicking everything they do. Yo, that movie is so trippy. I don't like how it ended though, but y'all have to watch it. It's really crazy. Vivarium. I don't even know what to say about that. That movie is wild, gang. No cap. But yeah, you have to see that. That movie is good, bro. Alright, speaking of that, we got iRobot, right? Now, iRobot. Will Smith. Now, I'm surprised I haven't had iRobot on the list, but we're gonna have iRobot on there today. iRobot, as y'all know, Will Smith is in there. If y'all didn't know, this is old. iRobot came out like 2003 or some shit. But so, you know, we in a technological world where everything is technology, everything is electric, you know what I'm saying? And Will Smith is a cop, and basically there's this company, kind of like, you know, the guy was like a Steve Jobs kind of guy where he built these robots called iRobots, right? Funny, right? And you know, he was teaching them how to just be like people and shit. And then one of the robots ended up really being kind of like a person, just a robot. And Will Smith had beef with these niggas because he had like did a job where he was trying to rescue a girl, but instead of rescuing the girl, the fucking robot saved him instead of saving the young girl, and the girl died. And he's saying if it was a human, the human would have been smart enough to know, yo, save the girl first, then him. But he on something like the stupid robot just said, like, yo, he had a great chance of living that hut, so he just saved her, but he just didn't like that. But anyway, in this world, though, the robots were really taking over. They were, like, helping people cross the street. They was helping niggas with the fucking store runs and everything. It was just, like, that type of world, though. Like, you know, they were policing and helping and doing all types of shit. And he didn't like that at all. His whole house was like old school. He had like CD players and shit. And she's just like, yo, what the fuck? She's talking to the CD player like, turn on, open. Feel me? She's not doing that. She's used to like having like one of them high tech ass houses. But yeah, long story short, Will Smith just wasn't with the whole technological futuristic lifestyle. He tried to keep it traditional. And the robots did turn against humanity and started turning up and trying to kill everybody. And yeah, so he basically went against them, and that main robot I was telling y'all about helped him do that. It's a good movie. It's really good. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's a good ass movie, and it's just showing you once again, kind of like Black Mirror, how technology won't save us. They keep showing us that in all the movies. Check that shit out, right?